Challenge, Marty. Looks like it'll be $1 million day for Ty Gibbs, but still, in terms of the race performance, not what they expected today for this 54 car. Terrific speed in practice yesterday. Just been struggling with the handling of the car, especially here in the second half of the race. Chris Gabart bringing his driver down pit road with 40 laps to go, and still a number of cars that have not made that final stop. When do they make the move to pit road? Kyle Larson coming down, Denny Hamlin. They're going to do it with 40 laps to go. You have to execute. Here's the 11, Danielle.
Denny Hamlin says right now to his crew chief Chris Gale, my car is pretty neutral. The 11 seems very happy with it, Alan.
Kyle Larson and crew chief Cliff Daniels said the best part of their team is their ability to adapt this strategy that's happening right now. They're going to wait, give him 2 tires, and he says, wait for me. Cliff Daniels says, wait for me to give you the cue to leave. Waiting. They're going around. They're actually putting 4 tires on the car. Letting him go, Marty.
Keep an eye on the left-hand side of your screen. Let's see where William Byron comes out with a teammate, Kyle Larson. Carson Hocevar also pitting right here. They were going to wait on fuel. They told him, we are not going to wait now. They had a little bit of a lap advantage. And now watch the blend, Adam.
Well, it's a bit confusing right now because I thought the 24 is the best. Will he get in front of Larson? But the 22, Logano, is up the road again. There's Larson, bottom right, upper left, William Byron. So the 2 engine cars, Larson is going to have control. Now I think Cliff Daniels is going to have to tell Kyle Larson, that bright yellow pencil paint scheme, so famous here in Indianapolis, but that's the guy you have to go run down. Can Paul Wolfe and Joey Logano find a way to take control of this race by a short green flag pit stop?
You also got Bubba Wallace, also in between them as well, the 23.
Logano made his pit stop at lap 117. He took 2 tires. Talked about Bubba Wallace, talk about Tyler Reddick, and there you see Larson.
And we talked about fuel load and all of that. Well, kind of, I know the running order and the pylon says something different, but these guys have played their hand. We know the cars that they have. The 22 car had a 6-second pit stop. Man, 37 laps is going to be a long time out there to try to figure this out. Logano, you see right there, Paul Wolfe, right side, so good at manipulating these races. And I know he's not leading on the pylon, but these cars can make it to the finish, or we hope they can from where they pitted.
It's kind of clever that this strategy started from the very beginning of the race to be able to know that they needed to make that short of a pit stall late in the game and literally leapfrog the 5 car Larson, which is probably likely the fastest car on the racetrack. So you also have the 2311 boys in there as well.
Roger Penske bought Indianapolis Motor Speedway 2019, but he only has 1 win here in the Brickyard 400. Could Joey Logano deliver for the captain today?
Team, much like we are, they're doing it with war rooms at home. They're looking how long they're on pit road. They're looking at their data, they're looking at all that information. What Cliff Daniels said right there is, look, we think they can make it. It doesn't sound like a lot, so I need you to push. Even if you can't pass them, don't let them slow down. Push them in that uncomfortable feeling, Dale, right? Keep the pressure on.
I'll be shocked, though, if anyone runs themselves out of gas, knowing everything that they have at their fingertips with technology, knowing what the 19 Briscoe did at Pocono. All of those things give me the confidence that they know how to get these cars to the finish. Will they be able to run hard enough to keep that 5 car behind them for the rest of the way?
You know, something else to think about here. Brad Keselowski was in control of this race late last season. And I might not be able to do overtime, but the risk is worth it to win a big race like the Brickyard 400.
What do you want to have? Track position?
Well, this is reminding me a lot of another bright yellow car.
Paul
Menard. Stretched the fuel really well to be able to
22, right rear down. Dale, you talk about getting aggressive. The race leader, well, technically not the race leader, the leader on fuel has now had a flat right rear tire.
Another Penske car as well.
Man,
Cindric earlier was leading, and now the guy that was the leader in the cycle, once everything came through, Joey Logano, tire problem, under green, 26 laps to go.
and this is going to hand control of the fuel, I'll call it sufficient cars, to Wallace and Reddick. 23-11 now leading the group.
Here's the three-time champion making his pit stop, Alan.
And not much on the radio from Joey Logano. Just waiting to nurse the 22 all the way down. Similar issue, remember, with Austin with his teammate. They said it may have been an air pressure issue too low on the right rear. We'll see what it does here. In his box, they're going to call 2 tires right now, assess the damage, and see what they can do on the 22 car to get him back out there.
You also know that they're running as hard as they can run, or as hard as they've ran all day long, really putting the stresses, putting the tires through all of the stresses and pressures more than they have all day long. And same thing down this long back straightaway, multiple laps on the tires, and there's a failure, and Bubba Wallace sees it. He's trying to get out from behind the 22 as quickly as possible. He doesn't want anything going through the radiator of that car.
Brad, I got no power.
Oh no. Are we able to get it fired up or no? Looks like he's able to get it going.
No power. I got no power.
No power in the 22, and now he's far enough out of the pit box. Now does this generate a caution? It could, where he's sitting on pit road.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting right in the middle of pit road.
Well, the team's coming down. They can push him back into the stall.
Yeah.